Hey everybody, CVH here, and in today's video we're going to be playing some Midrange Warrior and Legend. I decided to bring this back to the channel for one simple reason. I've gotten a lot of requests for it while I've been streaming, and for one reason or another I just haven't gotten back around to playing it. And I do like the deck. Typical midrange deck, just curves out, plays a lot of really powerful threats like Lumbering Ogre, Sower of Revenge, and it's pretty simple yet elegant in its simplicity. Pretty good against Ram Scout too. Cards like Lumbering Ogre are really hard to answer, so I thought at the very least I could do a video of it, and I decided to take the opportunity to add some interesting card choices, things that aren't traditionally in this deck. It's not the most popular midrange deck right now, but still, cards like Night Shadow, White Ram Protector, I'm even including 2 Unstoppable Rages to go along with the Night Shadows and Belligerent Giants. So these are just some interesting card choices I've decided to include today. Hopefully you guys enjoy a bit of this underplayed deck on the channel, and if you do, feel free to leave a like, stay subscribed to the channel for more Legends content, follow my stream in the description. I'll see you next time. Oh, and if you guys want to know where I got this, or where you can get one of these wonderful shirts, hold on, let me move the mic. We feature Polka, the subscriber seal from our channel, in the CVH Love emote that we have, but with the different colors of the different rarities of, common, epic, legendary, rare, etc. I will leave the link to my Design by Human store in the description if you guys want to check that out. You can also get it in a mug form and sticker form, and I think sweaters too right now. But I'm going to put more designs up as they are created. And for this mulligan, I'm just going to keep the 2 and the 3. I think it's pretty simple. It's kind of where this deck wants to be. Would like to have the ring as well, but hey, can't have it all. But since we don't have any on-curve one-drop plays, Rapid Shot being a reactionary play, then this is kind of the best we can assume to do. Not having the ring. And he doesn't play anything turn 1, which is good for us.
We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
Starting off reasonably strong. Rapid Shot in the pass. It's pretty fragile, so I'm not going to stack buffs on it with more cool. I'm just going to smack for 3 and play Dark Guardian. Moderately annoying. Could just play the on-curve Garnag this turn. I don't know how important saving it's going to be. He's trying to force me to trade into there. And the unfortunate thing is, I might have to, otherwise a card like Gambit could be a problem. He could keep that alive and actually kill something anyway. But I really do want to just hit face repeatedly with this deck. That's really where this deck wants to be. So I think I might just do that and go ahead and play Garnag on curve here. If he does play Gambit, it's going to force us to move, so I'm not going to put something in the shadow lane that'll die a turn from now.
The forest is more cloudy.
Definitely could have gone worse. I think I'll take this opportunity to Rapid Shot to cycle since I don't have any actual turn 5 plays, which would be cool, but I will just use the opportunity to draw a card and probably play more cool this turn. Yeah, it looks like we have enough more cools to spare. So that doesn't answer the Garnag by itself, but this deck is full of pings, little 1 damages that he can get off, like the Rapid Shot he played. So I think I will make the attempt to protect the Garnag and just force this trade with the Leaf Lurker here. Go face for the 6. Fortunately not hitting any early prophecies, so things are looking good. We got the trade we wanted. One of the few answers he could have had this turn. But we can kill that before it takes anything else out.
Let's heat things up.
And I think I just want to stay Magicka efficient. The Morkel puts twice the power of the Windkeep Spellsword on the board. So I'm just going to attach it to the Skaven there to play around any charges. Now hopefully he just plays some big dumb threat that we can go ahead and Belligerent Giant and keep smacking. This deck really wants to deal damage. If I wasn't playing Rages, I was even considering playing Savage Ogre over Belligerent Giant. But since I wanted to play the double Rage and see how that worked out, that is why they are there. And it looks like we do get a good Belligerent Giant. Would also be a nice turn to play Whiterun and Windkeep Spellsword, but I think I can't let that live. Or at least I can't let it stay on the boards. So we're hitting him down to 13 this turn, and playing a Belligerent Giants will have 7, 11, 13. For next turn, it'll force him to react to the board, and we have more cool in our hand too, but we don't need to Belligerent Giant first, we can just do this. Now if he wants to stay alive, it's going to be really hard for him to find the Magicka to replay that Werebat. Werebat, it obviously had its best as a prophecy for free. Sorry, can't even hover over it, the deck list is in the way. You guys know where Werebat is, though. It was literally just here. It's Rapid Shot number 2.
My scales move in shadow. We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
So that blocks 2 damage, since I still have Breakthrough available. Oh, this is when an Unstoppable Rage would come in. Very clutch. Ah, never justice. So I have 11, 13, and it goes back down to 11 because that guard is going to block 2. However, it doesn't actually even kill that, which is nice. But I do want to play around his Unstoppable Rages, so if I like stack a bunch of creatures in this lane, it could definitely come back to bite me. I think that being said, I'm not even going to play the Savior this turn. I'm probably just going to go Whiterun Protector and Windkeep Spellsword.
The city is safe in my hands. No one can see you where you stand.
And yeah, I could have made the attempt. I think I can put this over here, but if I can't put Dragon Tail Savior over here, it just has the same amount of attack as this anyway, and this plays around Rage and stuff. And I could have made the attempt to put this over here, but this is already so weak to so many pings in the Archer deck that we've already talked about, that I could just sort of let it die. And also, since the ward blocks the Rage damage, it like negates the damage. Literally says prevent the damage, so the Rage won't let him drain off of that. If I did play the guard over there, he could Rage first, kill this, and reduce this to a 6-2, then attack, and he'd be draining for 12, and removing this and this, which would be a pretty big problem for me. So now if he Rages, it'll heal him for 8, which, you know, he'll get the 4 drain from there, then he'll smack me for 4, and then we'd still have enough damage. And as we figured that out, our opponent did too. It's one of those critical turns where those are the turns where you can play around Unstoppable Rage. If you went for like Dragon Tail Savior Whiterun Protector in the right, because you didn't know Rage was a card, because it looks right, like you're getting a 4/3 2-drop, and you're putting your guard against a Werebat that could kill your giant. Those are the plays that, to like a newer player, look objectively just correct. You're like, alright, I'm using my cards to the best of their ability, and then your opponent drains for 12 and smacks you for 4 and gets another 4 damage and kills 3/4 of your board. Then you lose. Another hand with the 2 and the 3, and Rapid Shot's pretty solid in general against Crusader. So yeah, I think I'm just going to keep it. I think this is our preferred 2 and 3 against Crusader. A lot of aggro Crusaders, still a good amount of token Crusaders. So having things that trade well and act sort of defensively early is definitely going to be good for us. We didn't get the ring again. This deck is very scary with the ring if it's aggro Crusader. Or token Crusader, actually. Alright, fortunately Windkeep Spellsword is amazing against that. And for what it's worth, I have seen more aggro Crusaders play that than token Crusaders, but it still could be tokens. But aggro is currently the more popular one, when I'm recording this at least. By a bit.
I'm ready for anything. Roar and glory.
So we can full clear if we want, we don't have to play Dark Guardian.
May you walk on warm sand.
We could go Dragon Tail Savior Rapid Shot. And that pretty much takes over the field lane as well. Dark Guardian's... so I have a 2-5 against a 2-1. If they trade, then I'll have a 2-3 against nothing. If I do this, I have to use Rapid Shot as well, which is bad, but then I'd have a 4-3 against nothing. 4-3 versus an effective 2-3, this would leave me open to Shield Breaker, I guess. That isn't even really that bad. we can answer this with what's in our hand, maybe I can save Rapid Shot for something that would be otherwise hard to answer when I really need that extra point of damage. That's one of the few things in this deck that Lumbering Ogrim actually trades well against. That's exciting. We got the premium one too, of which I only have one. I think I pulled this actually. Yeah, because obviously I would've... I don't know, I can't craft like one copy of a premium that I need 3 of. Unless it's the last copy I need, but it just feels bad for some reason. So Earthbone is potentially a very good tier.
Do you not fear me, mortal? You should.
And maybe even a triple 2-drop play next turn. But we currently have a guard in each lane, which is kind of annoying for him.
Let nothing through. Come and warm yourself.
If I want to try to keep Ogrim alive to race, I could do that with either Rapid Shot Skaven, which is a cost of 4, or just Earthbone Spinner, which is also a cost 4 but keeps that alive. Rapid Shot Skaven definitely seems better there. Then I can just play... it's between Dragon Tail and Protector. I think I play Protector to play around charges. But let's cycle first, if we're going to do the Rapid Shot Skaven play. Yeah, I mean, that's good, but I have to play Skaven so my Ogrim can get in 7 damage here. This deck does not have a lot of prophecies. For all of the good aggressive tools it does have.
Let's heat things up. We'll see how they like someone who fights back.
And I would call this probably an unfavored matchup, but we do have some pretty powerful tools against it. Like, all of our 5-drops are pretty solid aggressively and defensively against these kind of decks, because they all have guard. Essentially, White Protector has guard. And we do have the Skavens in this version, and the Dark Guardians. So good 3-drops that can answer aggro. And as we can see here, I'm pretty sure this is going to have to trade with my Ogrim. Unless he has another answer to it. I'd be scared to go face, personally. I mean, depends on his hand entirely. That makes sense. It is his whole turn, though, so the question is, can he kill me next turn? And I think the answer to that's no, since we can also develop Sower of Revenge. Which also helps us kill him. So, just gonna trade, or trade with face. Let's trade. Let's trade with our opponent's face. And go Sower Dragon Tail, and hopefully that'll kill him. And I'm stacking everything in this lane in case he doesn't attack the Sower. I can just play, like, 2 creatures and sacrifice it with the full lane, and that'll deal 10 damage by itself if I can get an attack in and sacrifice it for the last gasp. So can this powerful aggro deck with a Northwind Outpost up, no Nord Firebrands that we know of in hand, deal 12 damage past my 2 guards? No.
I am ready to join the circle.
I think the best way to do it is actually, wow. Sacrifice that. The buff went on the Morkwool feels bad. Alright, well this should still kill him, right? Alright, this prophecy actually does not matter, even if he has defensive prophecy. Which he does have a defensive prophecy, but since we stacked the lane... yeah. But I was hoping to be able to bypass, you know, if the buff went on anything else I could Morkwool up, and whatever. Both unlucky and lucky simultaneously. But yeah, it's a fun little mid-range deck if you guys are looking for something that's like, not the boring old mid-range archer, sorcerer, assassin, mage. Here's another option. Doesn't see like too much play right now. Still obviously experimental. Didn't get to see any rage action in this video, but that's one way you can take the top end. Or you could just play cards like Gortwog, Bone Colossus I've played a lot over, like Belligerent Giants. Over Night Shadow I play Wrath of Sithis a lot. A lot of different options. Hope you guys enjoy this deck. I'll see you next time.